Okay, let's take a look at a problem that is very similar to the three story problems that are on the M02 L02 home practice. This story problem tells us this. It says that 12 gallons of water fill a tank to 3/4 capacity. 3/4 capacity. What is the capacity of the tank? All right, so that is the first question, part A. And part B says, if the tank is then filled to capacity, how many half-gallon water bottles can be filled with the water in the tank? All right, so let's take this one at a time. If 12 gallons is 3/4 of the total capacity, then we can draw a nice tape diagram. So I'm going to draw the tape. Okay, I've got my tape. If I look back here, I want to model a tank with 3/4, right? So I want fourths. That number on the bottom, like I said before, that's the denominator that kind of helps us model things usually. So if I want fourths, I'm going to draw a line down the middle. It's an even number. The tank is now in halves, and if I draw another line down each half, but I have myself fourths, 4 parts, 1, 2, 3, and 4 parts. So this is my water tank. Now it says that 12 gallons of water has filled the tank to 3/4 capacity. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill in the 3/4 to model my water. Alright, there's my water in 3/4 of the tank. So it says that 12 gallons of water fill a tank to 3/4. So 12 gallons is the 3/4. There are 12 gallons in the 3/4 of water. So that means that this amount in these 3 units is 12 gallons. I want to know what the entire capacity of the tank is. A capacity means what is the most that it can hold if it's all the way filled up. Well, to do that, I have to do what we've done many, many times before. I have to say, look, if these 3 units are 12 gallons altogether, then I have to divide my 12 by 3. And what do I get? I get 4. I get 4. I know now that the capacity of my water tank is 1, 2, 3, 4 fours, or 4 times 4. So I can write here, the tank holds 16 gallons. Okay, so that's part A. Let's take a look at part B. Part B says, if the tank is then filled to capacity, how many half-gallon bottles can be filled with the water in the tank? So we know that if the tank is filled all the way up, we know that it's 16 gallons, isn't it? We know that it's 16 gallons is its capacity. And then it says how many half-gallon bottles can be filled with the water in the tank. So this sounds to me like it's one of our division problems. And it's a division problem if let me just write half gallon, 1/2 gallon. So we have 16 total, that's going to be our dividend. And we want to divide by 1/2. We want to divide by 1/2. So let's take our original model for part A and let's expand it. Okay, it's going to be the same idea. It's going to be 16 gallons, 4 units of 4, except that we're going to drill down. We're going to make it a little finer in the sense that we are going to get to see a little bit more detail. So I'm going to make it a longer tape. And this time I'm going to divide it into 16 because I want to see 16 gallons. Okay, so there's half. So I know that each side is going to be 8, so I can half it again half that fourth again. Now I have eighths, and then half each one of these, and I'll have sixteenths, because I want 16 gallons. Okay, so there is my 16 gallons. So really what I've done is I've just taken my model up here and I've expanded it. So my 4 gallons now, you can see them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a second set of 4, a third set of 4, and a fourth set of 4 to represent this. Now my tank is completely filled with water now. So let's model that. So I know that this model up here, my 4 times 4 model of the water tank, I've expanded it so that I can see each gallon. And the entire tank is filled up to capacity now. It's completely full. If I start pouring water out of this tank into half-gallon bottles, I know that 2 half-gallons make up 1 gallon. 2 halves make a whole. And I'm looking for 16 divided by 1/2. So if I split one of the gallons in half, I know that this much on this side right here, 1/2, is going to fill one of my bottles. And the same goes for this right here. That's another half. Let me split all of my gallons into 2 so we can see it clearly. Okay, so now I just have to count them up, right? I can say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, and 32. The original number of gallons I had was 16. If there are 2 half gallons in each one of these gallons that I need to fill my water bottles, 1 bottle for each half gallon, it's really just 2 times 16. 2 times 16. So let me write here that our answer is 32. But also recognize that 16 times 2 gives us 32. 32. Because 2 is the reciprocal of 1/2. If I flip 1/2 over, I get 2 over 1, which is really just 2. So it's 16 times 2 units in each gallon that I need to fill up 2 water bottles, right? 1 water bottle per half gallon. So the answer here is 32 half-gallon bottles can be filled with the water in the tank.